Where we talk about generating visuals with artificial intelligence, one of the big important thing is to have a director line, like something where you can refer to, something which is like a graphical shot for generating visuals. But the problem is that when you generate image with artificial intelligence, it's good when you want to make something, one thing. But if you want to have a branding, if you want to have something coherent on the long term, you need to have a way better strategy. And I faced a big challenge today, and I wanted to share with you how I solved it to make sure that every visual that I make is very high quality, but also very coherent. And you can see there is a lot of example of vector style, and you're gonna see that it's very important in a second. So the first thing that I advise everybody is to make a very huge brief, use AI of course, take some image from the web, give them to AI like this. For example, I can go here, I can copy an image, give it to an artificial intelligence and ask, for example, would you mind extracting me the style, for example? And it's gonna give you something. So extract style of image to just make it fast. Like I would take way more time, but just to give you an example. So this is gonna give you a style. This is a good base. But the big problem that I had is that I forgot that AI need a reference style, and that's really important, the reference style. The idea is that, look at this, in all the image that I generated before, I just said vector. And vector style is a thing, like look at this, there is vector here, 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 here. I always said vector, and for some reason I had no coherence between all the image that I made here. You can see, they look around the same, they are vector, but this is not this. The faces are not exactly the same, the style is not exactly the same, the coherence of the color neither is not the same. And I discovered that it's because in all my images I put vector, and I expect the AI to know what it means. But the problem is that when you say vector for AI, it could be any of those. All of those are vector style, so you have flat design vector style, minimal, geometric. All of them are vector style, and one of the big problems is that if you're not precise, if you don't give the name, and that sounds stupid, but if you don't give the exact name of the style you want, AI gonna assume that it could be any of those, and so you don't have any control. The thing with AI is that you want a maximum of control. You want to make sure that you're able to get the same output every time, because you're not just somebody like an amateur which tries to create one image. You want to have something coherent on the long run. And so that's why knowing the name of the style gonna change everything for you. I'm gonna show you how I did it. I just want to show you a tiny bit of examples. All of the styles are vector. But the thing is that if you want to have something coherent, you need to know the name. And so to know the name, I went in ChatGPT and I just asked him basically here, I said, what are the 20 main style of vector images that exist? And you can see that it's gonna generate them all for me here. So already it gave me an idea. And I already had the idea that I wanted something like vector. But then if I grab the style, for example, look at this. Grab the style, go in Google and say vector style, infographic style. I'm gonna have a bit of material already, which is already pretty good. But look at this. If I grab let's imagine a next one, it's gonna be completely different. Look at this. I grab this style, so I grab geometric vector style, completely different. But all those are in the same, let's say, family of styling, like cartoon vector. It's still vector, but it's not exactly the same. And so that's why all my images are no coherent. It's because they always said vector right here. And after a while, I started to just take low poly vector. So I'm gonna show you the result and I'll show you what I had before. Look at this. So this is a low poly vector, and I just wanted to make a test. It's not applicable to my brand, but I wanted to see if I could have something which would track in terms of result, if I could have the same output every time. And if you look at it, so by just changing low poly vector instead of just vector, I went from this image, which is good, but it's flat design, or it's like a line vector, if I dare say, to this one. So you could argue that you don't like the style. This is not the goal. The goal is to say, you can see by changing one word or two, if you want low poly, you're gonna have something completely different. And if I want to redo the test to show you how much it's working, and that's really sad because I've been trying to make this work for the last day and it really didn't. But if I generate another image, you're gonna see, so we go from this, so I'm gonna lose the image. So just remember it. I'm gonna try to copy it if I can. Forgot to download this one. So we're gonna go from this to, I'm pretty sure, a low poly vector style. And again, we're gonna have something way more coherent with the, compared to the first image, you can see the difference is major, again. And just because I changed 2 words, so we can keep pushing, we can keep saying, we can say like a low poly, maximum, I don't know, like 5 phase, because it's like cubic style a bit. But we can keep pushing, but just knowing this little idea that you have to add this, gonna change everything for me, because my big agent, because I made an artificial intelligence right there, he has a brief which is at least 12,000 character. But the problem is that one of the things that I forgot to give is the reference style. We have everything from the character, the emotion, the energy, the dynamic, everything, but not the reference style. So I really invite you to try to find what is the different style inside of the type of content, type of image that you want to do. Once you figure it out, for me it was vector, try to go deeper in which are the like sub-style, if I dare say, there is inside of this domain, and then choose one and make sure that the next image that you're gonna generate have the keywords to make sure that you generate the visual that you want. So it was all for me. Don't hesitate to stay in contact, don't hesitate to sub, like, and everything, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.